Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Better Call Saul. Last time on Better Call Saul, we had 50% off, where Jimmy was, he had to talk some things out with Kim about how Kim doesn't want to scam her clients, and he apologized for the bonehead move of offering 50% off to some of his customers, and but they seem to work things out. It seems, at least, we hope. Then Jimmy was working to churn through more clients, and he stopped an elevator with him and Suzanne Erickson on it, and they basically forced her to work out clients, basically. And then, then the other side of the story was Nacho, who is being tasked by Gus to get close to Lalo Salamanca and basically spy on him. And to do that, to gain his trust, Nacho went in when there was a bust going on, and then went and got the stuff without the police finding him, and that seemed to work. By the way, the only reason there was a bust was because Domingo got caught, unfortunately. And then at the end, Nacho was thinking, so what are we going to do about Domingo? But Lalo had a plan, and apparently this plan involves getting Domingo a lawyer. And what lawyer does Nacho Varga know other than Jimmy McGill? Although, he knows Jimmy McGill. Not quite Saul Goodman, but yeah, last thing we saw was Nacho picking up Jimmy. So, yeah. That's pretty much that. Also, Mike yelled at his granddaughter, and yeah, so that's not good. But anyway, so why don't we just go ahead and jump right into this episode of Better Call Saul. Here we go. An ant. Aww. Poor Jimmy's ice cream. I have found nourishment. He climbed the mountain. And now others shall come to the great place he has found. Alright, who had this in their heads? Who in the writer's room was like, yo, I got an idea. Can we please shoot some dramatic footage of an ant colony getting Jimmy's ice cream? The entire colony got so much nourishment. And cut. That's it. We just wanted to do that. We just felt like doing that. Does that, pertain to the rest of the episode? I bet you not.
Please keep in mind that whatever happened between Mr. Varga and myself...
That was a long time ago.
I'm hoping that it's just water under the bridge. Because after all was said and done, you did walk out a free man. The final result speaks for itself.
I think that's why they went to you. Because you got him out a free man.
You had business with my cousin, Tuco.
Tuco?
That's terrifying to hear.
You know, Tuco told me about you.
Really?
You're the guy with a mouth.
Well, yes.
You know the Tuco I know? He would have skinned them alive and let the buzzards eat their eyeballs. But there you were.
Nah.
You go blah, blah, blah. And they walk out of there. I mean, it's amazing, really.
They wheeled out, actually.
Well, you're splitting hairs.
We got something you can do for us.
Really?
As a lawyer.
Yeah, we got a legal problem.
Just for a minute there, I thought I was going to be swallowing condoms filled with heroin.
No, maybe later.
You never know where the night will take you.
MDC. You're the guy for this.
I mean, if you can talk down Tuco, you can do anything.
Terrific. Warn you that my rates have gone up. So going this way could be expensive.
Like, how expensive?
Expensive.
Yeah, for him? For a Salamanca?
$7,925.
That's it?
It's
I bet you that's it kind of moment.
Sure.
Sure. He has it on him.
For your trouble, let's make it 8.
Nah. 8,000.
Right there, the third from the bottom.
I don't know, Mike.
Take it down.
Mike, why are you causing problems?
Take it down now.
Freaking Sydney Opera House. The entirety of the Sydney Opera House is a reminder.
Hold up, Gramps.
Oh. Ah! Anybody else?
So?
He's drunk and he can still beat you. Oh! Did he walk on the arm too?
Financially speaking, Saul Goodman just had his best day yet.
8,000. Just like that. Saul Goodman, lawyer of the Salamancas.
Good for Saul.
But is it good for Jimmy?
Gutiérrez me hizo una oferta para comprar el taller. Me ofreció mucho más de lo que vale, incluso con el terreno. Fuiste tú, ¿verdad? ¿De qué hablas? Tú mandaste a Gutiérrez.
Which is why it's
El
more
dinero que
money.
me está ofreciendo es tuyo. Ya te dije lo que tienes que hacer. Deja esto. Entrégate a la policía. Enfrenta lo que has hecho. Si quieres huir, huye. Pero yo, ni madres, yo no voy a huir.
Damn. But that puts you in danger.
Nice to meet you, young lady.
Viola's already briefed Steph and Gary. They'll take your afternoon cases and get continuances if necessary. So get yourself down there, stat.
All right. I'm on my way.
You gotta deal with people in their crap. Wait a minute. Government. Hold on. Oh my god.
Excuse me.
Ah!
Hey, Marina. How's the boy?
Ah!
Good, Hank.
It's Hank.
Third base?
Is it Gomez?
Catcher.
Oh
Thanks,
my
Steve.
gosh.
Good, Myrna.
Oh, it's good to see these two again.
As the clock literally strikes midnight, Marie hands me a full hefty bag and pushes me out to the trash cans. I mean, you know, most of it's still good. What the hell?
Banks don't take expired food.
Oh, thanks for that, Ann Landers.
Once I found an old can of vanilla frosting. I ate that. I'm still here.
Nah.
You what?
Hey, we were talking about expired food. I thought it was relevant.
Let's get this circle jerk over with.
Oh, I miss these two. I can't believe they're back. And it makes sense. DEA.
Sounds like a big operation.
Oh,
Silence! Were you talking to them?
no talking without the
Were you
lawyer.
talking to my client without his lawyer present?
And you are?
Saul Goodman. I'm Mr. Molina's attorney, and you're in violation of his constitutional rights.
This is where...
It's all good, man.
He got the joke.
Really? Come on, that's your name?
It's time for you two gentlemen to vacate the premises. There's the door. Shoo, shoo. Go away.
Your client waived his right to an attorney.
Oh, he most certainly did not.
Yeah, I did.
Zip it. Okay, nobody's talking to you.
Nah.
No, he wants to talk to us.
He's confused.
It's all
okay?
part of the
He was
plan,
talking
though.
As a child. Oh, yeah. Well, if his information leads to arrest, then charges go away. Okay, now how can you say no to that? That is a win-win for you guys.
Nah.
Give us a minute.
Good.
Alright, contingent. I have to believe this is all a part of Saul's plan, though.
Word gets out that he's a fink. He ends up bleeding out in front of his mother's house.
What?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, okay? Do you hear what I'm saying? My client is not leaving here with a target on his back.
Fine. We'll take care of him.
All right. Go on.
Assuming this isn't one big jag-off. It looked like he got out because his lawyer's a genius.
Nah.
Okay, and he's...
So, like I said, there are these 3 dead drops.
Please stop him again.
First one's under a bridge up by Chavez Road, over Hillsdale Street. Second one's in an empty rail yard, off Waldron.
You gonna cut him off again?
Here's the...
Okay. The scene cut off. I get you. Man, they brought back Hank and Gomez. I friggin' love that.
Word of warning, he's very unpleasant.
Got it.
Okay. Ah, I see your problem.
It was leased to you by a local company, Deerview Investment Properties?
For 100 years. I got 70 left.
Nah.
That's correct. Your lease stipulates that the property owner can buy you out at any time for fair market value plus $5,000.
Adverse possession means this is my land.
You made that argument in court, and the judge ruled against you.
Yeah, and nobody could change my mind, so they sent you out. You're the big gun. With a ponytail. You're just like all the rest of them.
Bitch, you don't know who you're dealing
Out
with.
here in your fancy suit. You're one of those people that give a little money to charity every month so you can make up for all the bad that you've done. You go to a soup kitchen once a year on Thanksgiving. That makes you feel a whole lot better about yourself. Makes you feel like one of the best rich people.
Bitch.
Put on your big boy pants and face reality. No one is mistreating you here. We were trying to meet you halfway. Well, that's over.
Oh, shit.
$18,000? Guess what? It's off the table. And you know what happens after that? The sheriff comes out and kicks you out of here, and you get nothing.
Damn.
Why should you get to drag this out for 7 months while all of your neighbors, every single one of them, played by the rules?
Oh, shit.
Do you think you're special? A contract means something. It's the law, and it's enforceable.
The law is sacred. Damn. Oh, man, that's so rough that Kim has to do that. Leave her pro bono to kick a man out of his house.
But the deal is, at some point, you might hear that Domingo is a snitch. You gotta know, he's not.
And what do you care?
Well, all due respect, you're paying me, but he's my client. I'd like to keep him alive.
Stay away. When they there?
And one more thing. You're gonna have to find a different attorney for future endeavors, because my schedule is just very, very tight.
That ain't gonna work.
You'll make time.
Great. You now work for Lalo Salamanca. You're not getting out of this.
I mean, if there's gonna be blowback, I don't want to be in the middle of it.
It's not about what you want. When you're in, you're in.
Nah. Aww. All that shit is still there.
I went to a real estate office. I found some houses I think you might like. There's some really nice options in your price range.
At least help the man
This one's
out.
on half an acre.
Help the man find a new place.
And I've never owned a house. My family never owned one either. We never owned anything. When I was little, my mother used to shake me awake in the middle of the night, yelling it was time to go. She was always one step ahead of the landlord. I'd throw my things in a cardboard box and run outside in my pajamas and bare feet.
You'll say anything to get what you want, won't you?
Was that even a lie?
What are you doing?
Shutting him down.
Put it away.
Okay. So Lalo was making a move against Gus.
You want to leave the money for the feds?
If there's no money in those dead drops, Lalo will know someone talked.
Yeah. That bad. Another? Yep. Is that bad? You two are gonna get kicked out. Shit. Run, run, run. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh. That's interesting. It's always interesting to see what constitutes a special guest star. Dean Norris constitutes a special guest star. But Stephen Michael Quezada, I think that's how you say that, is only qualifies as guest star. Oh well. For an episode that has Hank and Gomez, kind of a depressing episode, let's be honest. Kind of a depressing episode. I will say, though, that of the two, rough storylines going on, I think Kim may have had it, way worse. I don't know, I get that Jimmy doesn't want this. He doesn't want, Jimmy doesn't want to be Lalo's lawyer, the lawyer that the Salamancas go to, He's had enough trouble with Tuco and Nacho before that he doesn't want to repeat that. He doesn't want to get back to that. Now, it is a bit interesting because this is, Jimmy, with his whole plan of being Saul Goodman, it's well, I don't know. Maybe it's just Lalo. Maybe it's just Lalo that he's well, I don't know. But he definitely doesn't want this. But now he's in. He is in. And now because he did so well for Domingo, that's it. Lalo will always go to him. Of course he will. Why would Lalo not go to him? He's a good lawyer. Man, but it's so good seeing Hank and Gomez again, That's really cool. I like that they're back. Even though, yes, let's all be honest with ourselves, the two of them look much older than they should, The two of them look much older than they do at the top of Breaking Bad. But so does Saul. So does Saul, so does Gus, so does Mike, So everybody does look older, but you put that out of your head when you see their acting. Interestingly, though, when you have Hank, and especially Hank and Gomi, you got Hank and Gomi, and you want it to be really high energy, but it wasn't very high energy. It was kind of subdued, but it was still good. I still liked it, I'm glad that, hey, if we're gonna have two DEA agents, yeah, Hank and Gomi. Of course we're gonna have Hank and Gomi. Oh, it's so good to see them, But it was a very subdued scene, So yeah, alrighty. The first thing I wrote down, meeting Lalo. And also confirming that, which I think we already knew pretty much, but but confirming that Lalo and Tuco are just cousins. But I love too that Tuco told Lalo about Jimmy, you know? Like, I really like that too. It's not just that Nacho, you know, knows like, oh, well, I know a pretty good lawyer, you know, he got me out of there a free man, and that's exactly what Jimmy says too. It's like, you know, hey, I did get you out a free man. You weren't even being held for a full day, you know? But that combined with what Tuco told Lalo about Jimmy too. And yeah, that's a thing. Like, Tuco, he would just skinned them and left them in the desert to be picked upon by the birds, you know? But Jimmy got that scaled down to just you know, breaking their legs. One leg too, you know? He was able to talk Tuco into that, you know? And that is one of the greatest feats, because he friggin' bargained with Tuco. It's amazing. And I like that. I like that Lalo recognizes, like, hey, anybody who can do that is a damn good lawyer, you know? He has to be a damn good lawyer. So that's why, not only that, but on top of, you know, other, I guess, you know, testimonial from, you know, vouching from Nacho, yeah, who's the guy for this? It's Jimmy McGill. It's Saul Goodman. It's interesting, too, that with the scene with Hank and Gomez, it's interesting because, you know, at first Saul starts out with his more Saul, you know, mannerisms, but then he gets a bit more, you know, subdued and concerned and stuff like that. And it's interesting because, you know, you honestly think that the first time that Hank and Saul meet is in season 2 when he goes and defends Badger, you know? But seeing this, like, oh, so they did meet, you know, what is this, 4 years before that happens? But here he's a lot, pretty much like the scene, he's so much more subdued. So it's just interesting to see how much he changes the next time, well, that we know of, that he meets. They may meet again, I don't know. I don't know if this is a one-off, appearance of Hank and Gomez. I would love if they came back again, you know? But I don't know. But still, you know, it's just to see how much different this meeting is than their meeting in Breaking Bad, you know? Which, actually, because there's the interesting thing about that scene in Breaking Bad, I think they talk about his suits or something like that, or maybe his acting on his commercials or something, and Saul has this, you know, quip back to Hank, and Hank just doesn't have a response. It's like one of the few times Hank doesn't have a quippy response or something, you know? So I almost want to think that they don't really meet again, or even if they do meet again, it's still sort of like what we saw here. So when he meets Saul again, in Badger's case, is that, wait a minute, this isn't the guy who's, you know, kind of nervous about everything. Like, this guy hit me back, like, really easily, you know? Maybe that's it. I don't know. Of course, was that the original intention of the scene? Probably not. It was probably just that, oh, hey, here's somebody who can quit back other than Gomez, you know? So yeah, like, I'm sure they weren't thinking of all of this, because this didn't exist. I guarantee you that they did not have that planned out. They didn't plan out jack shit. And whenever they did plan out something, they changed their plans in Breaking Bad, you know? That was supposed to be the thing, wasn't it? That, like, Tuco was supposed to have, like, 10 episodes. He was supposed to be, like, the primary antagonist of season 2, but the actor didn't want to do it. He basically quit and was like, look, I will give you 1 episode, but you gotta kill me off. I can't come back, you know? I'm not doing this anymore. So they changed it, giving us pretty much the sort of in-between period of season 2 until eventually they figured out that they were going to do stuff with Gus, you know? Even then, I think I heard that Gus was not supposed to appear after that 1 episode, but they just loved Giancarlo Esposito so much that they kept him on, you know? Which is crazy to think about, considering Gus is, like, one of the most iconic villains, you know? He is so iconic and such a great villain and such a big part of Breaking Bad, and now of Better Call Saul, you know? But that happens. That happens. I'm pretty sure the same thing happened with Saul. That's what ended up happening with Mike. You know, they just wanted, you know, originally it was supposed to be Saul Goodman goes and do something, and then they had, you know, oh, the cleaner goes and does something, and then they were like, oh my god, it's Jonathan Banks, we gotta use him, and now look at him. He's the second main character of the show, basically. Though you wouldn't be able to tell from this episode, I guess. Because this episode, I mean, Mike is definitely in between stuff right now, but in a way of, like, he has to work some things out, you know? He is still incredibly torn up over killing Werner. And, yeah, going out to the bar and getting drunk, you know, getting mad seeing the Sydney Opera House. And then, I mean, you know, beating up some hoodlums, some rascals, which, I mean, he would have done that anyway. I love that he does that, though, like, completely, like, shit-faced drunk, you know? I guess he's not so shit-faced drunk, like, I mean, I wouldn't let him... Obviously, he's not driving, but, you know, he can walk down the street just fine. He's not, like, you know, hobbling over or anything like that. So, clearly, he can still handle himself while drunk. But, yeah, the fact that he was incredibly drunk and still beat the shit out of that guy, you know? He got one punch. He got one punch on Mike, and that was it, you know? And Mike, I mean, he's taken a lot worse, you know, he's taken, like, way more punches just from Tuco. And he made it through that, so. Water. Water is good. So, yeah. So, he's definitely got some things to work out. Speaking of people who have things they need to work out, Nacho. Nacho, unfortunately, I mean, the thing is his dad, you know? Like, if in the middle of all of this, he's got to deal with Gus, he's got to deal with Lalo, he's got to deal with all of this stuff. You know, it would be great if he could just go, you know, to the vacuum guy, go to Ed, and just bail, just completely get out of there, you know? Just send him to, like, Maine or something, like, really far. Don't go to Nebraska. Nebraska clearly is not far enough, as we've seen. But, like, send him to, like, Rhode Island. Nobody's gonna go to Rhode Island, you know? Like, just send him so far away. Then, yeah, that would be great. The problem is, and, you know, why he can't just run is because of his dad. Because if he runs, his dad is dead on both accounts, I think. I mean, now, would Gus do that? I don't know. I don't know if Gus would do that, because if Nacho was just gone, there's no real reason to do that. Lalo is a bit more vengeful. He could do that, you know? I could see a Salamanca doing that. But not Gus, you know? Gus is a bit more humane. I know, I just suddenly had a flash of Victor, but whatever. But, well, and I guess... Well, but that's the thing, is that... Well, and Werner, I guess, but... But the thing with that is that, you know, Nacho's dad is innocent, you know? So I don't think that Gus would do that to an innocent man. Lalo's a different story. Lalo is definitely a different story. So yeah, that's the problem, is that he can't just up and leave and just, you know, cross his fingers that Lalo wouldn't do anything to his dad, you know? So that's the thing, is he's trying to get his dad to run. He's trying to protect his dad, and that's the thing, because yeah, if he didn't have that, he probably would have fled. He would have left. Maybe if not even using the using Ed and his services, maybe he would just leave himself. Just leave, go across. I guess he does already have the fake IDs, so you know, just go across the border. Of course, yes, I know the cartel is in Mexico, but, like, you know, go further south. Keep going south until you hit, I don't know, Panama. I hear Panama is great for that. That's where Michael Scofield was going to go. So, But yeah, but Nacho's dad will not run. He will stay where he is because he is stubborn. Speaking of, we have the guy in Tucumcari, which first off, Kim has to go deal with this instead of her pro bono clients, and then she has to go rip a house away from an old man. And I get it. Because sometimes when I see stuff like this, and it's like, oh, this is my home, and I built it and stuff, and sometimes I'll be like, well, but like, whatever, like you can get another home, you can get another home, and if it was something like, well, Mesa Verde, is completely buying, like, it is just like, well, here, we will set you up with new homes, we will set you up with new homes, then yeah. So I understand. The thing is, I understand where he's coming from, that this bank has showed up to kick him out of the home he's had since 1974 on the land that he was promised for 100 years. And yeah, I understand that. He's had this home for 30 years. I get it. But on the other hand, there is also what Kim said. You can't make up your own rules. You had a contract. And yeah, that contract did say, hey, we will, we can buy you out and sell the land, Like, yeah, if it was just that, hey, this is my house, I own the land, and I don't want to move, sure. All right. But Kim brings up a good point that, like, look, you signed a contract so that at any point the company could come in and be like, hey, we're selling your land. You signed the contract. You agreed to that. That is legally binding. And the law is sacred. And yes, does it suck? Yes, it absolutely sucks that you have to do this. It does. But it doesn't have to be a, well, if I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me. And that's kind of what he's doing, is that, look, yeah, eventually the sheriff is going to come out, he's going to kick you out of your house, and they're going to get rid of it, and you will be left with nothing. No money, no nothing. And you're going to be worse off, And I understand the mentality of, well, I will, literally just dying on this hill. But the problem is, you're not going to die on the hill. You're just going to suffer on the hill. You will live, but you will suffer on that hill. And while, yes, there is no avoiding your suffering, you have to give up your home. You have to do it. There is a way so that your suffering will not be total. It will not be total suffering. You will get money, you will get a new house, you will live, you'll watch your TV, you'll drink some milk, you'll have a good time, you'll see your family, But there's no dying on the hill. That's the thing. Like, this isn't like, the steamrollers are gonna come and you're just gonna, stand there and just let it roll over you and then you're done. You're gonna be kicked out. And I don't know. And she tried to go back and be like, hey, this is going to happen, please just let me help you. And he still wouldn't. And I don't know about her story. Was her story sincere? What do you guys think? Because with the way she was talking about it, I want to say it was sincere, but Kim's been able to spin stories before when she would slip. Maybe she was thinking about that. Maybe she was thinking, well, if I can spin a tale, I don't know. I mean, to think that, this is the only person to see through her lies is just this old guy in the middle of fucking nowhere, you know? So yeah, I know Kim hates to do this, but nobody should have to suffer on that hill. And this guy has decided, not only am I going to suffer on this hill, we will all suffer on this hill. Except the fact that he will kind of be alone. This is taking its toll on Kim, sure. On her mental health, basically. But everybody else, Kevin Wachtel, Paige, the people that are going to demolish this place, the builders, anybody who uses this bank, they're not going to remember a goddamn thing. So you want to go suffer on that hill? Well, I guess that's your choice. But you're going to suffer alone. So, Christ, I didn't think this would be the big thing we talk about this episode. But I mean, it's a complicated thing. Because on the one hand, I understand where he's coming from. On the other hand, you don't have to, you don't have to be... I hate to say this, but you don't have to be a dick about it. Does it suck? Yes. Welcome to life in the United States. Welcome to life on Earth. Welcome to shit isn't fair. Except for the fact that you did fucking sign the contract saying you agree to that. That's that's pretty much where it falls apart. If it was just, we want to, if it was just, hey, we want to buy your land and, build this thing, sure, be my guest. Sit there and, tell them to go fuck themselves, But you did sign the contract, man. That's your mistake to live with. We don't need to live with your mistake. Poor Kim. Shit just keeps getting worse. Even when she has this whole thing with Schweikert and Coakley and Mesa Verde, to where she can do the work she wants to do. Even when she can do all that, she has to work on this shit. She is the head of the Mesa Verde case, which means she has to drop everything and go do that. Even though she doesn't fucking want to. And she doesn't want to go tell this old man off, but here we are. Fuck, what a great episode. Kind of a depressing episode, all things considered. And for an episode that has Hank and Gomi, but still. That talk they had, though, at the beginning about expired stuff, and that was really funny. I like that. And I love, because it makes so much sense. Like, of course Marie does that. Of course Marie would, like, the second it turns midnight, she throws that shit out. Of course she does. This is Marie we're talking about. Jesus Christ, Marie, they're minerals. Oh, we finally got up to that part in my Breaking Bad rewatch, which my parents are watching Breaking Bad for the first time, and I have told them that yes, that is one of the memes. Jesus Christ, Marie, they're minerals. That's great. But we're actually to the point where things are getting better between Hank and Marie, because Hank is getting back to a case, the case of Gail Bedecker. And we also got to the goddammit Walt part where he basically, Hank had closure, he was done with the whole Heisenberg thing, and then Walt was like, I think he's a copycat, because that was just fucking Walt's ego. Anyway, I know you didn't ask about an update of where we are in Breaking Bad, but I just felt like saying that. So, that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Better Call Saul reactions, as well as another playlist for all of my Breaking Bad reactions if you want to go check those out. Oh god, there's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.